So here we're going to take a look at the Dragonlance Art. So I'm thinking about the future and doing more of like because of introducing A-rated films, that would be a good idea to do fantasy role-playing trips for people to prove that fictional stories are still helpful and actually try to prevent violence. It's always happening. It must be something to do with maybe called colonies of bacteria, parasites, and stuff living inside of us, trying to make sure we have the longest lifespan. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Over here, oh my gosh! I mean, we have phones and computers everywhere, and people. It's called information technology. What we have on our phones and computers, and it's all over the world. That is seriously crazy. I mean, more and more people be safe. So here's a pouch on a book. Dreaming. This kind of explains how this has been happening, kind of. Because the letter P is dreaming, and then there's ouch, and it's on a book, because we are connecting to them. It's like that with ancient artifacts, too. When I come across ancient artifacts, they'll actually have to do with what's going on when I come across them, in the way that they're trying to reach out and help themselves, and they know that I'm tremendously helpful, so they'll try to connect with me. It's very magical. It's an interesting question. Isn't that sad how people will, whoa. Sorry. So here is the staff of mages. It's interesting to think of how much comes from, their soul and everything. Like every second we must be doing much more than we know. And a person is simply reaching out and touching something with their mind. It's like they're really doing that. I've been wondering if we are participating in creating an afterlife. That's kind of spooky. What if that were real, though? Is there, like, if there was a collective of people, let's say, and the people wanted it, they wanted it to be real, would they be able to, would we be capable of creating it? That's interesting to think about. I've thought about things such as what kind of afterlife would we want, and how could a person explain it with science so that we actually got it? That's really weird to think about. It's kind of scary too. I mean, in my culture, you know, they have this freedom of expression. People have used it to make money for the shock value, but they have known not to cross a line somewhere. Like, even when they're doing that, they seem to know when to stop, but that's not. If another country hated it and wanted to prove that it was wrong, that's kind of scary. So it's, you know, the future's, we're probably going to need more layers and stuff. So there was the window. And that's like a spouse, owl. And then there's this, the holy chalice of Beta Z. It's always been trying, like, you know, everything that we've come across is always trying to help. And I feel like a tremendously huge opportunity has been here with me to help people and change things for the better. So I'm looking for broken glass. The moment I was thinking about this, I'm not sure if I should tell. Maybe I should. It's telling. I thought it was letting me know of how I'm going to change, and how somebody else is going to change. What's interesting to think about is I used to like to put faces and stuff that I would draw, and I'd put stuff kind of sideways so that it would become something when you look at it sideways. The best part of being my age. best part of being my age. Ouch. I feel like my hair was always too thick. My hair was always too thick. So it's finally doing what I want it to do because it's becoming thinner. So it like lays down the way I've always wanted it to and stuff. So I'm really grateful for my hair. Um, best part of being my age. Ow. You know, it would be completely different if I was a woman, but it is still real because I'm in my 40s. So it's very... My whole life, I always planned for 40. At 40 years old, I had to make sure and not stop doing this. Absolutely make certain that I'm able to do everything that I've always worked on, you know. So it doesn't go to nothing because I've always worked on so much stuff. Am I too ambitious? No. It's very possible. Now, especially true. I think I was wanting to write more than I will there. I used to want to do books that were like 1,000 pages each, and it was too much though. The goals I made for the stories I wanted to write, the goals I made were too much. I wanted to do like the biggest and best, and it was just too much. What's this guy? There's a tree. Are those... It's waving. There's a tree waving. Tree to be an evergreen. The giant tree looming over Portland is an evergreen, right? Ow. No. The woman I've been dreaming of being my wife just said no. She's mad at me. I was just looking at somebody else. And now it's showing a bad stool. Taking loud. Cloud. And then the tree looks more dead there. And it's in the right mind side for the end. And then H is tying the knot. So it's reminding me of where I'm sending my soul while I'm alive. We're always sending it. Our electrical presence that's always going somewhere else. I've been focusing it on one woman. And incredible how I'm still learning on how to put my focus on one. It can be addictive to I don't know, I guess not addictive. What's the word for it? Here's a path, though. There's no fork in the road. And it's carrying. It's waving. And it goes to this tree here. Or there's a bigger tree further. There's probably a bigger one further. It's interesting to think about splitting universe and all that stuff, because I'm so convinced it's real. I have children and stuff that I've already been meeting. I just went on TikTok and found that I'm picking up daughter. It seems like it's mostly for my daughter on TikTok, which is really weird. I don't know why. Does that mean that it'll still be around when I'm an adult and she's gonna get it or something? It's possible. And then this would be cutting off, the executioner acts as represented cutting off the sun, or Madison. Cutting off the children and the dreams that I had with Amber. Are you 1 or 0? I feel like it's kind of shaming me for looking at other people. Like, is it true? Like, should I stop touching other people with my mind, even if I'm not playing with myself or something? This is really annoying. How do I end this? How do I end this Q&A? There we go. My age, though. Scary. I really, really, really don't want to get any older. Sometimes I look at myself and I can actually see it, but not really. I'm lucky. So here's a rabbit. Is a rabbit going to be caught? And rabbit is going to multiply. What's this? Are you going to be tying the knot? Are you going to be multiplying? Where are you going to? Am I judging myself too harshly? It's weird. I mean, I'm technically still single. I haven't met this girl yet, but that's not really true because of what's happened in my dreams. I found her, and I've learned from previous lovers how they had romantic dreams on their side before we met. So it's given me a lot of faith in this woman. But I guess I didn't really know. Who it was as much as now. The more I discovered, though, the more I understood how it was possible. It is kind of scary, though, the idea of being stuck. But So taking. So what are those feathers? Oh, so the feathers represented the children lately because of after I told her something, she pinned a video. It had feathers on the shoulders. Because it was like, other than your side, like going like, don't choose her, choose those kids. My shoulders are near the kids for some reason. Over the right shoulder, I guess. So the 3 has represented kids and it's represented remembering. That's an interesting symbol there. And then it's no. So it's, there's 2 things here entering the same knot. And it's taking, and then it goes here. So it's showing us how the child is going one direction up there, and then there's 2 there. So it's interesting. And then here's an axe here, and then there's that, and that. So it's like going just choose one. And then there's a bow, like bow, and so the object would go there. And then what is that? So I guess this would mean work where you're passionate to get your reward, and then cut off the other, and cut off everybody else. That's what that one right there means. And then this one right here as well. Like the gift of gravity, a secret, and people have the right to think about whatever they want. I guess it's like saying it's a gift. Right, that's true. I know it'll be rewarding. I know it will be very rewarding putting my focus on one person. Even if it's, I will see my partner as the most attractive person. I just know it. Sex and everything is better when I do that. I've tried thinking of other people or whatever with my partner. We both have, like, gone that way, but it's definitely not as good. Letter I think honesty is the most important. I have wondered if I was going to do that for my partner, because I am planning on finding someone younger. I guess I shouldn't say someone. I've just been, a voice in my head's been asking me to make her jealous so that she does something now. So scavengers. With the letter I, it makes sense, because letter I is like making sure everyone's cared for or has something, and then there's like a scavenger going on the branch going, I want it. They're up in the clouds. there in the end without making any sound. There's the rabbit. This time, is this different than the other one? Yeah, it's letter C. We're talking about the afterlife idea thing. Wouldn't it be interesting if, what if while we connected to food, while the food is inside of us, what if this is always happening? We were connecting to previous lives we lived and lives we will live. During every second it's happening. And so maybe after a person were to die, we would, because of what brought us here being so old, it's what brought us here is over 1 million years old. We haven't died yet. So, I mean, we don't really know how long it's going to take for that fire to burn out or if it just goes out. But what if we were able to explain it and actually demonstrate proof that it was real and people believed it? Would it actually create it? That's interesting to think about. What if a person joined gravity? What if a person joined gravity and then it was like becoming other people in a different time or a different body that is just a moment being there with that, connecting to the food when they're eating like certain food. That's scary, kind of. What if that was happening now? The person died and their awareness became, how do I explain it? There's not really words to do it. Becoming gravity to where they're aware of what's going on with their body. And then that final chemical release or whatever, or what happens when we go into rigor mortis. What if it brought us back so we're more aware of what we did while we were alive, or maybe participated in doing what we did while we were alive? But some people just had an end where they didn't go through rigor mortis. So taking the tree on fire. So this would represent somebody cheating or something. So here's a flower. Leaves. leaves a rectangle. Ours leaves a rectangle. And then, so this should have the message of your children, or you will save your children. Ours leave a rectangle. Not interesting with the Song of Huma, to be able to do something nice for Silvara someday when she's been dreaming of her partner, or if she's getting married. You could do it for her then, read the book for her, and just use addition. Be a very beautiful experience for them for the rest of their life, to be able to go, wow, holy crap. It's really simple. I mean, I think I need to make like a tutorial thing and just show something very simple. And then just show how somebody could just use dice and just use addition and give themselves or their partner a very beautiful experience. It seems that a part of it must be connecting to everything that we come across the last time we slept. So a part of us kind of knows what we're going to be doing next. It's really weird. Very interesting. So what is this? So R, heading in the shadow. Add ow, because this would represent people. We'll see. It reminds me of the Blood Sea of Iztar. And then there are people drinking, possibly. And then the dragons are the other option, or whatever, but that's still, what the good dragons might be alcoholics. Just kidding. There's so many other types of addiction too, or it could be just forcing away too, subconscious mind. So this is like, you don't want to enter it because of that shape right there. It kind of goes out the other way. But if you do, you're hooked. These cups here. I've been praying for this woman I've been dreaming of. It's a holy chalice of Beta Zed. So here's a letter D. It's very cool to discover the people that I was writing for. I don't want to tell them who they are. I want them to be able to figure it out. But I have been actually finding them. I didn't know who they were while I was writing it. While I was working on my stories, I didn't really know who they were. But it makes more sense now. Because I want them to be able to, I want them to do the same thing. I want anybody to be able to come across it and go, wow. I mean, I know I'm not going to be like, it's kind of ridiculous to think my combination, they're going to know my combination of my luck. They're going to know my secrets. No, I mean, a person knows when they're working, they're not. You can just ignore them, you know? Like, what do you have an intention while you're working. If somebody was like thinking, like, that's actually true. If somebody was writing, if it was actually happening, I guess while they were writing or something, they'd be thinking, I hate myself right now. That's really weird. maybe why can't I do this right now? I just hate myself right now. That's really interesting. Has anybody ever done that? I mean, I've never done that. I don't think. I guess every writer kind of does, maybe a little bit. That's weird to think about. I mean, although people, just because people have rights doesn't mean that they'll do something. Everybody with the right to do something doesn't mean that they'll do it. Hey guys, we have the right to complain now. And then nobody does it. It's impossible. Chronicles of Astinus. B. I mean, of course, people. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not in a different country at a different time, so of course it wasn't like that. So I don't really know. Never really got into history or the news. So there's wood burning and gifting. So I figured out a that Russian character that kind of looks like that. It looks like a cat's butt. It means firing, burning, or adding to the fire, I believe. The origin of it, the earliest origin of it, probably means like keep adding to the fire. The way I was trying to do the language of Adam thing is there's not really any wrong way to do it. Just collecting everything. But there's no way to really explain it in language because the letters are verbs. And once you understand it, and they're always used differently depending on what's going on. So it's not like something any language can explain. I mean, they explain it. They can all explain it, but to understand it, we're having to use words to explain something that's always changing depending on the situation. But the letter C is taking, packing, traveling. But depending on what you come across, it's going to change. Because it's like, what does this C have to do with this? And then, so it's never going to, it doesn't have a definition like a word. Because it's a verb. It's different. It's the earliest. Very interesting. So I try to just, like if somebody says something, there's no wrong answer. If you're saying, this is this, and okay, if you thought about it, then it's out there. Kind of like a Wikipedia. So what is this? Letter T. Give me a second of time. And there are 2 coins there. I feel like it's saying, when the chest, you know who you won. Get a grip on it. Right. Because I've been thinking, I've been just, I don't know, scared and doubting and just, I should say. That's pretty interesting, though. I think the reason I saw my sons first in my dreams is because I'm attracted to my daughters or whatever. That's probably very normal if you think about it. Because it's not like I'm ever going to be romantic with my child. But I guess in my dreams, my parents confessed that they were attracted to us. And, you know, because I'm like, why can't we be closer? My dad's not going to say that, but, you know, my mom is kind of like, how's your chocolate go away? But that's not really true. Not totally true, but it kind of is. It's just a secret. They don't tell their kids that. Very normal, I guess. But not really. They know they're hot. How awkward. You get aroused by your child. I never even thought that was possible. It must be real. They just go get uncomfortable and stop themselves, I guess. So the letter D, passing along. None of us ever really thought about that, or I guess we're not going to know until we have kids of our own. This path here. I'm not sure how normal it is. I mean, maybe my family was lucky compared to other families. I don't really know what they did, but I think it seems like we're luckier, though, in the way that we don't have memories we're ashamed of. We're like, oh, oops, I did this or whatever. And you know what part of that reason might actually be? That my parents weren't around. So they weren't sending their concerns. Because we've actually discovered that that could have been true because of doing things like maybe stepping on grasshoppers, or the birds would want us to pull off their legs so they didn't run away. And so when when I actually found where it's real, where when my parents had concerns, we were actually sent the thought to cross the line. After they had those concerns, sometimes immediately. Or it'll just like wait till it's the biggest opportunity potentially. That's really scary to think about. I don't know if it'd be bugs too, it could be other things. But yeah, my parents weren't around, so they weren't worried about us doing things in the area as much. So that could have been helpful. Isn't that weird to think about? Maybe it actually matters. It definitely does matter, because I mean, you know, when somebody has faith in you, you are might be less likely to be bad to them. But let's see, where's that tail? The tails. There's the right foot, has been the devil foot or whatever, or fire has been the right foot. Like it's that first step. Usually people are right. Or though there's the left foot. So then saving yourself or teasing water. And tails of saving yourself. Tales of saving yourself. That's what we're talking about. What is this here? Is this Raceland? He's got a staff. Very cool. I'm saving myself for more than a horse. Mounds. So here's 8. Forever. Eternity mounds. What are those? Cacti. What is this? What I see when I wake up in the morning. Kidding. Okay, handy. What's this? It's like ink or blood or something. Hello. You did what? This, are these people are gonna be able to read the comments after it's live? Just, what are these people talking about? This person's saying that. What? Oh, I get it because I was talking about. That's funny. I ate cement. I ate sunscreen. I ate deodorant. I ate tadpoles. I farted on my grandpa's face and he had a heart attack. It's like, what if you say this to all the children watching? Are you going to endanger them? Are they going to start eating cement and sunscreen and deodorant and tadpoles and fart on the grandpa's face? Maybe where there are less locusts, it's not as real. I need to know. Letter T, so gifting, and it looks like the wheel's turning. So this donkey here is turning it, I guess. What does it do? It lowers it, or it's like an elevator. That's cool. Donkey follows carrot. Turning main shaft, which activates cogs and pulleys. Top cog winds rope, which lifts or lowers cage. Problem. In certain positions, cage squashes donkey. there a Tinker Gnome in this? I forget. Oh, there is, huh? I thought that was in the next book. I remember there is a Tinker Gnome, though. So what's this? What is this thing? It looks like a pacifier almost. We're gonna have a one-on-one, son. Shh, add Al. Was that a pacifier? Just kidding. What is that? Looks like a chess piece. It's probably a chess piece that fell. And now, you were seeing the same thing? Interesting. Letter N is loving, feeding, drinking, eating. And then this is literally the rectangle. Interesting. Hours. And it's time too. Yeah, that's what I started talking about when I went to the first page, huh? Dream about a wife. Very interesting. But wow, I've been waiting a long time. It's kind of scary what I possibly did. And I don't want to really tell anybody yet. I need to make sure she has a good trip with it. So she doesn't feel guilty that I saved myself so much. But it would be true though. I mean, how did I not hook up with somebody? It's really weird to think about. It kind of felt like I could have had anybody wherever was going on. If I just worked at it and changed for her or whatever. Letter T. I was really lucky. No, I can actually think. I just thought of a couple people. It was possible they didn't want me. And they were attractive and single. But it seemed like 95% of the time they had a way of letting me know and giving me an opportunity. So how the heck did I save myself that much? Weird. I was shy. I wanted to See, that's kind of dumb to say. But I mean, I wanted to save myself. I wanted to make sure that I was prepared for her. I was afraid because I was popular. I didn't want people to tell everybody I was a bad lover or something like that. And so I was kind of like, I was really into older women, and I wanted them to kind of train me first. So that I was experienced in the best part of me. I wouldn't have changed, honestly, if menopause didn't exist. Letter S. So it's measuring what's incoming. Oh wow, and it shows the back. In most of my romantic dreams, I was behind her. And that's the sun. Or is it a moon? That's so beautiful. One for him. One wood. Gifting with the T. And then there's a map. Very cool. Oh look. Is that a zigzag kind of thing? It's like a wall. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more A-rated stories out there. I should write them and then translate it in other languages. Do really short ones. Letter T. So gifting, and then you know you're right, because the dragon is more forceful. Dragonflies, the way they grab their mate. And then, so, letter T. So, you know you're right. He's reminding us. Subconscious mind that. And then, what's that? Remember to leave on the left side. So a lot of times it can represent like chasing the dragon has been an addiction or something like that. Or, but it can be like alcohol or somebody, I don't know, forceful. It can represent a lot of things. I know the ancestors of the heavens or whatever, they tell stories of fighting dragons because they always, the beast is there to turn people around using nature and stuff. For the people that were more civilized, outnumbered them. So they would tell them they were fighting dragons and stuff, and it was dangerous because, but they weren't lying. The dragons were actually trees. I'm excited to get my stories out there. This is such a beautiful story. Really enjoyed it. I don't think I can ever stop. I'll always enjoy it. What a gift, though, to be able to do for somebody, especially your partner, to be able to do that. I think I'll make a simple thing. I'll do it like tomorrow or something. Just grab a random comic and just show. You could, this is how you could do this, and give your partner a very magical experience. And yeah, it's simple. Just countering everything negative. What could go wrong? And you just relate it to whatever's going on. You just use addition until you find where it connects. I have an incredible experience, especially because of how um, the last time we dreamt, we were always kind of getting a glimpse of what's going to go on next. And so you might have this experience of like deja vu or um, witnessing something that's like, how are these coincidences happening? It's so impossible. I mean, the speed of light might allow that. Because what is the speed of our mind? That's very interesting.